Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here, back for another edition of Start Bench Cut with our guy Matt Facci from FACCI'S Cinema. How are you doing today, Matt?
Fantastic, buddy. Glad to be here. It seems like forever since we've done one of these, so it's gonna be good to jump back in.
It's been such a long time. I think the last one we did was Thanksgiving.
Wow.
And then my life, like, completely, like, a terrible plane crash, just like from the original Final Destination, was terrible. I realized I didn't even turn on my key light. I'm gonna do that really quick.
You're good.
Totally professional here at the Davey Deathray channel. Yeah, man, it's been a while, but I'm really pumped. We've just been getting everything kind of back up and running over here, on my end and everything. So everyone that tuned in last night for Major League knows that it's been a good week. With how crazy everything's been, I think I'm finally on the upturn. So super pumped to have you back, man. And yeah, guys, to sort of reintroduce Start Bench Cut, I mean, everyone knows what it is. It's basically like a PG version of Fuck, Marry, Kill. And, we just figured we would do kind of a random free-for-all, not really focused on any topic. But we will have an episode coming up in May. And I dropped a poll in the chat there, so you guys can vote on the topic for next month's episode. So the options you've got are 70s and 80s horror, 90s and 2000s horror, or 2010s and 2020s horror. So that basically Matt and I would just come up with some items, some category. I guess that would be the category. We just pick some items to rank there. And I've got a handful here that we're going to start with, guys, but please feel free to chime in the chat. We're probably going to go for just about an hour or so, maybe a touch longer tonight. But yeah, feel free to, usually I guess it's sort of tough. I don't know if you call it subjects or call it topics or whatever, but usually stuff that's kind of related to one another, right? All right. So I'm going to say what's up to everybody. And then we'll go ahead and get rolling. And guys, I think previously we would like simulcast on FACCI'S channel, and then over here, we're trying out just, putting it on the Davey Deathray channel this time around. But I do want you guys to know there's a link for Matt's channel that's pinned in the chat and also in the description. So if you're not subbed over there, go ahead and give our guys some love. Tons of charisma when Matt goes live, and awesome shorts. You've been killing it with the short game lately, Matt.
Good trying.
Inspiring me to watch more movies and just do more like little content. You never know when those shorts are going to hit. And sometimes when you're consistent with them or you get a good short, you can see that sub count, jump up. It's like, I don't know. Do you ever look at your analytics? I notice sometimes if I have a good short, that's like how people are finding out about the channel. So
yeah, because obviously my shorts get a lot more views than my regular stuff, but I think that's how most people's are with shorts. I don't know. It also depends what time you drop it. Like sometimes I'll drop a short at night, I'll get no traction, but drop it before I go to work and then get like 1,000 views on it, which isn't crazy.
Yeah,
it's good enough for me.
I think YouTube's really good about sharing those shorts with people that might not be subbed yet. They're a little more loose with the algorithm there, so that's awesome. So yeah, let's say what's up to everyone. We got Chester Franklin Jr. in the chat. What's happening, Chester? We got our guy Lamontre Gillard in the chat. How are you doing, Lamontre? Usually one of the first ones to say what's up. We got our guy Happy Sanjo, one of our great channel members over here. And Coy also dropped a $1.99 super chat. Didn't even want to say anything, just wanted to give a couple bucks. And holy cow, gifted a membership, and that membership went to Lamontre Gillard. All right, welcome to channel membership, Lamontre. Welcome on in. We got Jason from Backtrack Cinema saying what's up. He's got his own show. Guys, we had a lot of fun the other week when Jason was on Late Night with the Davey, and I'm actually going to be over there, Matt, after we do The Good, the Bad, and the Judgment on Friday the 13th, the original. I think either the next day or a couple days later, I'm going to be on Backtrack Cinema doing a watch party commentary for that one. So
there you go.
I'm going to be soaking up that Friday the 13th OG. We got Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Antonis? Let's see who else we got. Allie Girl says happy Monday, y'all. Hope everyone has been good. Yeah, doing well. Rooting for your Stars are playing tonight, right, Allie? You guys playing the Avalanche this evening?
Let's
Hope
go.
you guys get that win.
Shh.
Uh-oh. I'm rooting on behalf of Allie. I am rooting for the Stars. Nothing against you, Matt.
I love the
Capitals are my team, so that's my true love.
They're winning
But
too,
you
right?
know, they are. Yeah, they're up 3-1. It was a close one yesterday until the Canadiens pulled their goalie with like 2.5 minutes left, and then it ended up being 5-2. So what the heck can you do? Hockey's a wild sport. But Allie, this is a little tie into both of you guys. Varsity Blues is free on YouTube now, y'all. And I've never seen that movie, and everyone on your stream like a week and a half ago or whatever it was telling me you have to see that movie. I think it came out like right after I got out of high school, or I was like a senior. And I was even at that age, I really wasn't into like the popular thing. I was listening to like punk rock and watching Halloween movies. Like I was watching Curse of Michael Myers in 1999. But I do want to watch Varsity Blues. Allie Girl and we're trying to find a good time to sort of watch it together because she's a big fan and I've never seen it. So we're trying to put a little something together. Maybe I'll do some crazy watch party then. Who knows? We got Dean Renner in the chat, one of our great channel members. What's up, Dean? How you doing? Who else do we have? Trisha McMasters, one of our great channel members, Patreon members, and Death Squad mods. What's up, Trisha? We got Eli Cortez, one of our great channel members, Death Squad mods, and a pillar of the horror YouTube community. How you doing, Eli? Gene Whitacombe kicking it with us. Leanna Bevy Rage in the house, another channel member, and Death Squad mod. Half of the people in here are Death Squad mods. That's what we're going to find out here, including you, Matt. We got Matt Arnett. What's happening, Matt? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. There we go. We got Matt Facci, of course. We've got, who is that? The Rad Chef.
Well, that's the channel. That's the channel I tried to start, but then I just kind of like, I lost interest real quick.
So we've got another one of Facci's channels there linked in the chat if you wanna subscribe. And then of course there's the main channel right there. Yeah. We got Jamie Hart, the original Death Squad mod and channel member. What's up, Jamie? I think that might be it. Is that it? Let's see. We got Dave Vanderhoff. What's happening, Vanderhoff? How you doing, bud? And I think that's it. We are all caught up. Yes, my Stars are playing. Sorry, was washing my hair. I can't tell. Is that usually, that's just kind of, are you serious, Allie? Or is that, sometimes I think washing my hair, it's kind of an excuse to just not like give somebody the time of day, I think, right? like you ask a girl to dance or something, you know, right. And she's like, I can't. And then you're like, oh, that's cool. I got to go wash my hair anyway. You know, like it's sort of your way to like neg them on the way out. Yeah, the mods are great at sharing the links all the time. All right, guys, let's get this cooking. Start, bench, cut. Now, last night we did a little Major League watch party, and it got me thinking about baseball movies. So I wanted to start with are you a baseball movie fan?
I love The Sandlot.
There you go. Well, that one's in here. Hopefully have you seen Major League?
I have.
Okay, cool. So you've probably seen all of these. So I'm going to toss this one to you first, of course. So we've got Start, Bench, Cut, The Sandlot, Rookie of the Year. Hopefully you've seen that one. And Major League. And feel free to play along in the chat. If you guys want to play along, and of course, if you want to submit your own items to be ranked, please do, or the show's going to be very, very short.
Yes. Obviously, I'm going to start The Sandlot because that is a nostalgia train right there for me. I watched it a lot growing up. I just rewatched it like a month ago. It still hits just as good as it did back in the day. I love The Sandlot very much. Rookie of the Year, I'm going to bench Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
You know, they got the guy from Halloween Resurrection, that bad boy in American Pie.
Yeah.
His name.
Thomas Ian Nicholas, one of the three named people. One of the many three named people in American Pie. It's like half of them are three names. It's great.
I like that movie's a good time. In Major League, honestly, I've only ever seen once. I know it was good when I watched it, but I have more, connections to the first two. So start The Sandlot, bench Rookie of the Year, and cut Major League.
Holy cow! All right, I'm gonna start Major League. It's my favorite baseball movie. It just cracks me up. I love it to death, and I love that last act where it's 20 minutes with that game against the Yankees. It's good shit. I will bench The Sandlot, which I do agree with you. Big time nostalgia. I love that movie. I think it's great. It's only going on the bench because Major League cracks me up so much. Mm-hmm. And has all that irreverent humor, but man, The Sandlot is really, really good. It is like a coming of age, kid comedy that even works when you're an adult, which is, that's a super rarity right there. And then I'm gonna cut Rookie of the Year. It was so much fun when it came out. I loved it. Everyone loves funky butt loving, all that kind of fun stuff. And it was great to see the Cubbies do a good job for once, because when I was a kid, they were ass. But yeah, I'm gonna start Major League. I'm gonna bench The Sandlot, and I'm gonna cut Rookie of the Year. That's a tough one. Let's see what we've got in the chat here. We've got Dean Renner says start Major League, bench Sandlot, cut Rookie of the Year. There we go. Jamie is gonna start The Sandlot, bench Major League, and cut Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
I need to watch that. It's been a long time since I've seen Rookie of the Year. And I probably only watched it maybe once. I saw it in the theater and then probably watched it another time after. The Sandlot I've seen a handful of times, but it's been a long time for that one too. So I got to go back and check it out again. Eli says start The Sandlot, bench Major League, cut Rookie of the Year. All right. Matt Arnett, start The Sandlot, bench Major League, cut Rookie of the Year. There's two for that one.
Yep.
And another start Major League, bench Sandlot, Rookie of the Year. There we go.
Get rid of it.
Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. That was a quick one. All right, cool. Let's see which one we got next. Ooh, I'm excited for this one because this one usually sometimes guys, I have a tough time coming up with these. Honestly, you'd think it would be easier, but I'm kind of dumb. So it's sort of tough. This one is going to be recent vampire films. Okay. All right. So we've got Nosferatu, Sinners, and Abigail. Have you seen all these movies, Matt?
I have not seen Sinners.
Oh, damn. Maybe is there another recent vampire movie that you have seen that we can put in there? I'm trying to think. Those are the only three, recent vampire movies?
Big time ones. There was another independent one that I watched, but I wouldn't include it because I didn't like it. So.
Oh, was it the Vordelak or whatever?
I think it was called Little Bites or something like that.
Little Bites. Little kid vampire.
No, this lady kept a vampire in her basement, and it would
oh jeez
suck a little bit of blood every day. I don't know. I didn't watch enough of it to care.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you haven't seen Sinners, but okay, we can still have some fun and play along. I'm guessing Sinners will get cut if you haven't seen it. But the folks in the chat can play along.
And the thing is, I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about Sinners at all. Not one person has said anything bad. So I'm waiting to watch it and to be like, this was so boring. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. And I know
I hope
it's going to happen, and I'm going to piss people off. I get it. Because Nosferatu...
They're going to be like... They're going to be like, oh, well, yeah, well, you'll hear what I say about that. But yeah, people are going to be like, this guy Facci, the guy that says he likes Halloween Ends, didn't like Sinners.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Right. That sounds about right. I don't know, though. I love Haley Steinfeld, so... and I like Michael B. Jordan, so I probably will like it. But I just haven't had time to go see it. So, unfortunately, going to have to cut Sinners, in quotation marks, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to bench Nosferatu, even though... Everybody loved that movie too. I thought it was really boring. The ending scene was kind of erotic though. I was digging that. That was gross, but this shit was going down.
You're finally she's having sex with the dead dude. It took forever to get here.
And then obviously Abigail was my second favorite film of last year, so Abigail starting that 100%. Absolutely love Abigail. Have such a good time with it. I went in, ballerina vampire. How good is this going to be? It was a freaking blast. The cast was great. I loved all the characters were fantastic. Start Abigail for sure.
Nice. All right. So start Abigail, bench Nosferatu, and cut Sinners by a technicality. Yeah. Matt, I don't think that you will think Sinners is boring because they do a good job of splitting up. It's sort of like the way that like From Dusk Till Dawn is kind of half a crime movie, half a vampire movie. This sort of does that too.
Same thing.
But I don't think it's not like From Dusk Till Dawn in that like the way it plays out. It's just like within that frame. That's kind of what it is. But it also like looks and feels like a Tarantino film. So I don't know if you're a Tarantino guy, but I think Sinners, for being a movie that's 2 hours and 17 minutes, you know how I feel about run times. Man, it's a breeze. It flies by. So and it's kind of a rock opera. So it's like it's about this close to being a musical. I would not be surprised if in 10 years they're actually doing a musical version of Sinners on Broadway. Like I would not be surprised. So yeah, maybe my ranking is going to be controversial, especially after everything I said about Abigail last year, which almost got me blacklisted by Cody Leach. I'm just joking. He's very sweet about it. Cody Leach, the sweetest guy that everyone thinks is a jerk.
I know, right?
Until you talk to him and you're like, this guy's so nice. He's just he knows what he likes and he knows who he is and he's not ashamed of it. So I am going to start Sinners. It's easily the best movie I've seen this year. And if it came out in 2024, it would have been nominated for Oscars, I think. I'm going to start Sinners. I'm going to bench Abigail, and I'm going to cut Nosferatu because even though it's a gorgeous looking film, it's like a story I've seen so many other times before. And I just don't, I think that Robert Eggers is such a talented filmmaker. I don't know why. I mean, I know why he remade Nosferatu because he's been obsessed with it forever. But I just think it just doesn't come off as very creative or different enough for me to really fall in love with it. So start Sinners, bench Abigail, cut Nosferatu, and let's see what everyone else thinks. Guys, for those of you that have dropped your own topics to be ranked, I've starred those. So we'll go to those. We'll get to those here shortly. So I just want to let you know I'm not missing them. And if you put SBC in caps before you put those in there, it's going to be easier for me to find them. So I appreciate that. Welcome, Paula, to the chat. We got more dropping in. Love to see it. Sinners had Django vibes for shout. Yeah, really, really great cinematography there. So Chester says, start Abigail, bench Nosferatu. Haven't seen Sinners.
Hey.
There you go. Yeah, Chester, I highly recommend it. If anyone that hasn't seen it yet, whenever you get the chance, check it out. And no one else has seen all three of these movies because I haven't seen anyone else chime in on that one. Oh, hey. Okay, so let's go ahead. How about this? Let's tackle one of the ones here brought on by the audience.
All right.
So Jamie Hart is the first one to submit her own start bench cut for tonight. Thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate you. Oh my gosh. And I didn't even say this before we really got going and we're almost 20 minutes into it. Guys, click that like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to FACCI'S channel as well. Leave a comment if you're watching after the fact, and thank you for watching after the fact if you are. Let us know how you would rank each one of these that we're going over here tonight, and share the channel and FACCI'S channel with anyone in your life that you think would dig this kind of content. Very much appreciated. And with that, I'll get on over to Jamie Hart here. Start, bench, cut, Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball, and Old School. Whew.
Damn.
This is a good one, Jamie. This is really good.
I love all these.
Yeah. And they're all different enough.
Yeah.
Like Dodgeball's kind of like your stupid comedy. Just like totally silly out there. Wedding Crashers is a little more sophisticated, and then Old School's kind of right in the middle,
Fuck. Honestly, I gotta start Dodgeball. I mean, I've seen that movie. I saw that movie in theaters like 3 times, so I gotta go with Dodgeball. Vince Vaughn is my dude. Ben Stiller was great. I'm gonna Old School's. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers is good too. Wedding Crashers is a bit long though, if I'm
It is a bit long. I remember thinking like, wow, that's when comedies started to get close to 2 hours, and I was like, isn't this movie just supposed to be a comedy? You know?
Yeah. Based on that, I'm gonna go bench Old School and cut Wedding Crashers.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Dodgeball. So I was in Vegas when Dodgeball came out. And this is the only time I've ever done this, guys, where you go to one movie and then you just walk into another movie right after. So I saw Dodgeball and then went and watched Spider-Man 2, or vice versa. I can't remember. Both great movies. Spider-Man 2 it's still one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. I love that one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start Old School, because that's when like I was really Will Ferrell's great in that one. I do like Luke Wilson quite a bit. Love Vince Vaughn in that. These are all Vince Vaughn movies. I'm gonna start Old School. I'm gonna bench Dodgeball, and I'm gonna cut Wedding Crashers as well. If Wedding Crashers was like 15 minutes shorter, then maybe it would climb up there a little bit. That was like early Bradley Cooper, huh? He was in like Wet Hot American Summer, and then he was in this one as the villain. He was such a great dick. What a talented actor. The guy can just do whatever the hell he wants, and probably with whoever the hell he wants, because he's such a handsome man. You know what's funny is that Dan Stevens guy from Abigail, doesn't he look like Bradley Cooper?
A little bit.
I can hardly tell the difference a little bit. I'm like, this is like Bradley Cooper's younger brother.
You motorboating son of a bitch.
That's a great line. And Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Walken's really good. Is that Jane Seymour that plays the mom in Wedding Crashers? Okay. Yeah, man, she is smoking.
That cast is loaded.
Yeah. Whew. All right. Thank you so much, Jamie. That's a good one. Let's go ahead and knock out a couple more of these from the audience. Might as well. Antonis Andriotis says start bench cut Hellraiser franchise, Phantasm franchise, Halloween franchise.
So you went from
I know where we're both going to start.
We're both starting Halloween, so
yeah,
get that out the way. Me personally, I'm going to bench Phantasm. Absolutely love that franchise. Hellraiser, I'm not the biggest fan of, if I'm being honest. I think you got to be a certain type of horror fan to like the Hellraiser franchise, in my opinion, and I'm not that kind of guy. So start Halloween, of course, bench Phantasm, and cut Hellraiser.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Exactly the same. Phantasm is like my kind of weird, you know?
Weird.
I like the dreaminess of it and everything. And I think with Hellraiser, there's actually, probably 3 of those movies that I've just avoided because of everything I've heard about them. And just the way that I felt about, like, the first 3, I think are good. I mean, I really love the first one. Second one kind of lost me. I thought the second one was going to be like amazing, and I think I might even like the third one better.
I love the third
one. Yeah, it's a little more easy to understand. Plus, the third one is where they have the flashback. Like, it shows you who Pinhead was when he was a human, right? All that kind of stuff. I really actually liked that. I thought that was handled pretty well in that one. So yeah, I'm right there with Matt. Halloween, Phantasm, and then Hellraiser. And then let's knock out one more here. We got Dean Renner. Start bench cut Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Blood In, Blood Out. I don't think I've seen Blood In, Blood Out.
I've only seen From Dusk Till Dawn, so.
Oh, snap.
I'm starting it. I'm starting it. You're
going to start that one and then flip a coin for the other 2. Yeah, I is Blood In, Blood Out, is that another Robert Rodriguez? Are these all Robert Rodriguez films, Dean? I'm going to look it up really quick. Blood In, Blood Out.
1993.
Let's see here. Why am I not finding it?
American crime drama.
19. Yeah, I've never seen that one, Dean. Nope. So I guess since you've only seen one of these, Matt, Desperado's a lot of fun, but From Dusk Till Dawn is just such a friggin' blast. It's like a comic book come to life. So I'm going to start From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm going to bench Desperado, and by default, I'm going to cut Blood In, Blood Out. But
that's what I was going to do.
Never seen it. There you go. All right, we're on the same page yet again. All right, let's jump back into a couple of the ones that I've got lined up here, and then we'll grab the rest of these guys. And hopefully I'm not missing new people that are jumping into the chat. But yeah. Now, this one here was inspired by one that Brett from over at Good Real Hunting had dropped. I changed it up a little bit to be all relevant to films coming out in 2025. So we've got Final Destination Bloodlines, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and 28 Years Later, just based on anticipation, you know, because we've only seen trailers. So just like, how pumped are you on these three films? Or I guess like, how do you think they're going to shake out, start, bench, cut?
Well, I hope you don't know what I did last summer because it was nasty and you don't need to know about that. First, honestly, the trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer, a lot of people liked it. I was like, look kind of cheap in my opinion. And then whenever they brought on Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I was like, this is the corniest thing I've ever seen. But I'm still gonna go see it anyway because I like the first two. So, but which one am I starting? Destination 20 Years Later. I'm gonna start Final Destination Bloodlines. I'm gonna start that.
Okay.
The trailers, both trailers look really good that I saw. So, and obviously I have more of a connection to that franchise than the 28 franchise. 28 Years Later, I guess, would be benched. It looks fantastic. And Aaron Taylor Johnson's in it, and I absolutely love him with all of my heart. So I'm going to have to bench that one. And I'm going to cut I Know What You Did Last Summer because I just don't have really high hopes for it, and if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that is... Yeah,
I'm going to see it, but I don't...
Yeah. Matt Facci rocking that devil beard like Jax Teller.
It's not that big.
You mean devilishly handsome? Is that what you're trying to say, Cody? Yeah, I think this is an interesting one for me because I don't dislike the Final Destination franchise, but I'm like relatively lukewarm on it. Like the kills are really fun, of course. Like I dig that, but it usually, like, some of these movies don't really have a story outside of just the kills. Like honestly, like 3 and 4 just seem like a series of skits that just run into each other, kind of. I thought 3 was going to be a lot better than what it was.
I like 3.
I don't think it's bad. I just thought it was going to be better because a lot of people were like super pumped on it. I thought 5 was like maybe my favorite sequel. You know, I don't know what it is about 5. I like that guy, the lead guy. What's his face? He was in that like cheerleader, that boy cheerleader movie. I keep on forgetting his name. The main guy. Whatever reason, I think he's a charming performer, and it had some good laughs and some good kills. Anyway, having said that, I think, man, I'm sitting here frozen just trying to decide which one. I think I'm going to start 28 Years Later because I have fallen completely out of love with the original. But when I watched the trailer for this one, it had that kind of George Romero feel, like that lived-in world. Like, what are they going to do, 28 years later? Like, what's it going to be like? And I do think, for all the crap I've talked about Aaron Taylor Johnson, there were a couple performances there when he played Quicksilver and then when he was in the Godzilla movie. I thought those were pretty poor. What? Yeah, I thought those were pretty bad, but I liked him in Kick-Ass, and he blew my socks off in Nosferatu. I thought he was the best performer in that movie. Like, I walked out of Nosferatu thinking, man, I'm such a jerk. All the things I've said about this guy as an actor. And then he was my favorite performance. And I think his character had like the best arc in that movie. So I'm going to start 28 Years Later. I'm going to bench Final Destination Bloodlines, but I think it's going to be really good. And yeah, I'm going to cut I Know What You Did Last Summer because it just seems like the biggest like phoned in legacy sequel. Yeah. It's like they watched Halloween 2018 a couple times and decided to like, yeah, well, we could probably make some money off this. Just like, I don't know. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna rank them. And I totally forgot. I brought up Cody's thing, but I forgot to say, what's up, Cody? One of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. Hope you're doing well. Let's see if anyone else has chimed in here on the. Jane Seymour is a babe. I knew I could get Cody on that one. A lover of all the ladies. Blu-ray Addict says start Halloween franchise, bench Phantasm, cut Hellraiser, right? Along with us. Love to see it. Ooh, start Halloween, bench Hellraiser, cut Phantasm. Holy cow. Jay Beach, what's happening? Says start Halloween, bench Hellraiser, cut Phantasm. You're breaking Matt's heart.
Phantasm's
Start Halloween,
good.
bench Phantasm, cut Hellraiser. There you go, Herbert. Welcome on into the chat. Let's see here. Let's see what you guys are saying about. I'm going to fast forward the chat to the final destination. There we go. Start 28 years later, cut the other two. I have
no interest.
Oh, love it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's happened, Destiny? Always a pleasure to see you jumping on in. Okay, let's see who else we got. Start 28 years later. Bench Bloodlines. Cut. I know what you did last summer.
Getting cut.
Start Bloodlines. Bench. I know what you did last summer. Cut 28 years. All right. Interesting. Start Final Destination. Bench. I know what you did last summer. Cut 28. All right. Well, I guess we know who's not a fan of the Rage Zombies here in the chat. Oh my gosh, Antonis as well. Et tu, Brute? Holy cow. We got another one there from Dean. Let's see here. 5 does rock, Destiny, right? Right.
I need to rewatch 5.
I was just like pleasantly surprised, you know. Let's see here.
Kill.
Yes, yeah. It's the one that's like a prequel to the first one.
Yeah.
And it's got like the funny like skeezy guy that was in like a whole bunch of commercials, and he plays the dude that's just like sexually harassing everyone. You know, he's like, he goes to get the massage and everything, all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't know, it's kind of funny. All right, let's see. Okay, I think we're gonna roll with maybe a couple more from that you guys have submitted here. So let me scroll like a mile back up to the top. Oh my goodness. Start bench cut Halloween. This is a good one. I don't know if we've done this one. Maybe we've done some sort of iteration of this, but start bench cut John Carpenter, Wes Craven, George A. Romero. This is a tough one, man. This is a good one, Chester. Way to go, brother. This is tough, dude. I don't want to piss anyone off. I'm scared.
I'm starting the Carpenter, my friend. I'm starting the Carpenter. The Thing, Halloween, Christine, The Fog. That's all I need. I mean, there's obviously more, but
yeah,
those are bangers.
Man,
Wes Craven, obviously Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street. He has a bunch of other not so good ones along the way.
Uh-oh, we lost Matt. What happened? Matt's internet must have dropped. But I'll keep chatting with you guys. We'll wait for Matt to come back on in. I'm sure he will. Start. So here, I'll go ahead and go while Matt is, figuring out whatever's going on over there on that end. At least I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah. So this one is really tough because those Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, all of those Dead movies, except for Survival, that Romero did, I love those movies so much. He's one of my favorite directors. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that John Carpenter wrote his own music for most of his movies, I think Romero would be easily in the mix there for my favorite of all time. So I'm going to start John Carpenter. I'm going to bench George A. Romero, and I'm going to cut Wes Craven, even though I do really like his Scream movies, and I love the first A Nightmare on Elm Street, and some of his other flicks too, Serpent and the Rainbow, that kind of stuff's fun too. But something about Romero, him and Carpenter, the impact they had on me as like a film fan, and what I learned about movies just from watching their movies have had a bigger impact than Wes. Sorry, Matt, you were in the middle when you cut out there, so go ahead and jump back in.
We're going to start John Carpenter. I'm going to bench Wes Craven and cut George Romero. Nothing against George. Obviously, he's great. But I'm not really the biggest zombie guy, so I got to go with on this one.
That's the thing. When you get a good contribution like this one, and thank you again, Chester, it should be really tough. It should be like gut-wrenching to cut the person or item that you're cutting, Here's another really good one from Eli Cortez. Hopefully you've seen all these, Matt. Hot Shots, The Naked Gun, and National Lampoon's Vacation.
I've seen 2 of them.
All right. Which one have you not seen?
I have not seen Hot Shots.
Oh, dude, both Hot Shots movies are fucking awesome, dude. Like, both of them are right there in quality. If you like parody movies, I don't know if you like parody movies.
They're not bad, but it wouldn't matter what it is because National Lampoon's Vacation is always getting started in my book.
All right, there you go.
Is Vacation, my friend.
Yeah.
Naked Gun, I'm going to bench that one. And since I haven't seen Hot Shots, obviously, going to cut that one.
All right. This is a tough one for me. I do love all of these movies. Oh man, I'm gonna start Hot Shots. I'm gonna start Hot Shots. I'm gonna bench National Lampoon's Vacation, and I'm gonna cut The Naked Gun. But I mean, talk about gut wrenching and heartbreaking. I love all of these movies so much. I mean, Hot Shots and The Naked Gun are so quotable. But Clark Griswold is like the best on-screen dad of all time. I mean, he's like the quintessential, hilarious father. And Chevy Chase, man, when he was on his run back then in the early 80s, like Caddyshack, Vacation, Fletch, and then even if you want to go to the late 80s and include like, or mid to late 80s, include like Funny Farm and Christmas Vacation. I mean, European Vacation isn't bad. It's just not great.
Yeah, exactly. I don't watch
it's
that
not very memorable. It has its moments. But yeah, so I would start Hot Shots, bench National Lampoon's Vacation, and cut The Naked Gun, unfortunately. But Leslie Nielsen, I love you so much.
It's so naked.
Looking forward to the reboot of that with Liam Neeson. Written by Seth MacFarlane. I think it's gonna work.
It should.
I think it's gonna work. And then we're gonna do one more here from the audience. This is a very Cody Snyder
that seems about right.
Entry here. Start, bench, cut, weights, cardio, aerobics. I think you've got him in the order I would put him, Cody.
Me too.
Unless doing it counts as aerobics.
Yeah.
Or is it, I mean, it's kind of cardio and aerobics.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of like poses or if you work a routine into it. All right, we're going to do 15 reps in this position. Then we're going to swap. We're going to spin the wheel, and it's going to pick the next one. And then we're going to do 15 reps of that one. And we're going to mix in a little hot yoga. We're going to crank up the heat here. I think weightlifting has got its most benefit, right? It's the most important one, right? And cardio is like, it's good, get the body moving, but the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn. So you're going to get more out of your cardio if you're more muscular, right? So, yeah. Weightlifting, cardio, aerobics, because I don't even know. Aerobics were huge. That was so big when I was a kid in the 80s. Yeah. Like the aerobics moms, the Jane Fonda tapes and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Richard, what's his butt?
Richard,
the sweating of the oldies.
Well,
sweating of the oldies with Richard.
Simmons.
Richard Simmons? I met that guy in Juneau, Alaska. He was amazing. I didn't know what it was going to be like because people were like, oh my God, Richard Simmons is just walking around downtown. And I was working at the record store at the time. And I was like, guys, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And I like ran down there. He was wearing like all white linens. It was like, it was like a white Afro Jesus Christ walking down the street. And I didn't have anything for him to sign. So he signed my arm. Wow. I ended up taking a picture of it. I don't know. That picture is probably on some hard drive floating around somewhere with all my shit. But he did look me in the eye and he told me, he was like, whatever your dream is, like, you go and get it. Go and like do what you want to do with your life. And I was like, man, that's super, super inspirational. And he's on vacation. He probably says the same thing to everyone, but I loved it. I loved it. All right, let's see here. Let's do one more. I think I've just got let's do Prince. Our guy Prince from the Philippines brought one in on the post that was on the channel. So Prince wants to start bench cut. I don't know why I'm so slow here. There we go. Rambo, Commando, and RoboCop 1. I guess you could just put RoboCop, but RoboCop 1. Have you seen any of these, Matt?
Nope.
You're giving me the face like I've never seen
any of them.
So, and I guess Prince probably means First Blood when he says Rambo, I would imagine, because the very first movie is called First Blood, then it's Rambo, First Blood Part 2. I would start RoboCop every friggin', like, I don't even care what 80s movies you put in front of it, or behind it, or around it. RoboCop to me is the quintessential 80s action film. It is so bloody. It's so profane. It's just such a damn good time. It's a movie that gets better every single time I watch it. So I'm going to start RoboCop. I'm going to, oh man, Commando's really fun and cheesy. Oh, I love how cheesy it is. I'm going to start RoboCop. I'm going to bench Commando, and unfortunately, I'm going to cut First Blood. Not that it's a bad movie. It's just a little serious, and I'm feeling a little more silly right now. So thank you so much, Prince. I'm sorry that Matt has not watched any of these movies.
Not my stuff.
There you go. I'm going to unpin his link in the comments now.
Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
And then the last one that I've got, and then we'll take some more from the audience here. These are movies, comic book movies that are coming out this summer. That's the theme of this one here. So we've got the same sort of thing like with the horror movies, like Anticipation,
Mhm.
Superman, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, or Thunderbolts, which is actually coming out this Friday.
Yes, it is. It's playing at the drive-ins.
I just signed up for that AMC A-list thing. I'm like, F it, I bit the bullet, and I'm gonna go see Thunderbolts on Thursday at 3:00 in like 3D IMAX. I've never seen a movie in 3D IMAX. Friggin' wild! It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna eat like 18 mushrooms before I go in.
What was that?
But yeah.
Again?
Yeah, what the hell? I think Florence Pugh was in that one. I don't know. Was David Harbour there? And Bill Pullman's son is in that one, who was in the amazing Strangers Pray at Night.
Good movie.
Yeah, really good movie. All right, Matt, what do you got? Anticipation for Superman, Fantastic Four, First Steps, and Thunderbolts. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna start the Fantastic Four, First Steps. They can't do any worse than the last movie they had of the Fantastic Four. So
yeah, Fan Four Stick.
It should be good. Yeah, that movie was terrible.
I didn't even watch that one.
It was not good. I'm not a Superman guy at all. Like if there's one superhero I hate, it's Superman because he's boring as fuck.
Oh, okay. He can be if he's done poorly. It's very boring.
I saw the trailer for this. I have no interest at all. It's just not.
Oh wow. Okay.
Thunderbolts. I didn't even know what that was. But the trailer looks really fun, and the cast looks really fun. So I'd bench the Thunderbolts and cut Superman, and I probably won't watch Superman when it comes out ever because I just don't care.
So you're starting Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious with Fantastic Four because I think they have the look of it. It looks amazing. Like I love the, mid-century modern 1960s look. I just don't know if I think these characters are interesting at all, though.
Probably not.
And I know they're like the Marvel's like first family. They were sort of there like when Marvel was like not doing so well, and they sort of kicked off like from the Fantastic Four. Spider-Man got big after, and then X-Men got big like after, and all that stuff. But I've always thought of Fantastic Four as like just kind of they're a bunch of squares. And Superman, I agree. Like with the Superman Returns, the Bryan Singer movie, they just like ruined the character in that movie. They just like Superman. If he's not affected by kryptonite, then what's the fucking point? And they stab him with kryptonite, and he still does whatever the hell he wants. It pisses me off in that movie, frankly speaking. But I'm like kind of hopeful on Superman. I don't know. I think. From everything I've been seeing lately, I'm most excited about Thunderbolts. I'm going to start Thunderbolts. I'm going to bench Superman. And I'm going to cut the Fantastic Four.
You're cutting Galactus, you son of a bitch.
Well, maybe if they cast somebody as Reed Richards that like actually looked like Reed Richards.
Yeah,
like,
I agree with that.
Why is Pedro in everything? Like, aren't there actors out there? Like, aren't there like hundreds of people that can act? Like... Correct me if I'm wrong. It just seems like, Hollywood gets they find these it people, and that's like the only person they want to cast, Ugh. Like the same 5 people in every GD movie.
Over and over and
like
over.
Bill Skarsgård, Jack Black, The Rock, and Pedro Pascal and Chris Pratt. And that's it.
I love Bill Skarsgård, man. I don't have any complaints for him.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's just one of those things where I'm like, there's got to be someone else that could do some of this stuff. You know?
No,
I don't know. Nope, just Bill. Just the
Bill.
Skarsgård family. Just hire one of those 3.
All of them.
You know?
Yep. Anyone.
Stellan. What was it? Alexander's the other one. He's the big one. He's the beefcake. Because wasn't he in that? He was in that Robert Eggers movie. What was it? The Northman? Wasn't he in that one? He's like huge in that movie.
Which one is in Infinity Pool?
To quote Christmas Vacation, he was a huge, beastly, bulging man.
He's wearing a blue leisure suit.
Oh, love it. I think, yeah, he was the one in Northman. Let's see here. We've got another one. The Oct jumping in here. One of our, what is it? 185 days till Halloween, something like that. The Oct. Start bench cut Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and The Rock.
That's a good one, man.
Are you a big wrestling guy, Matt?
I was when growing up, but
Attitude Era?
Yes, that was the shit.
Yeah.
And WCW before the Attitude Era as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I've slowly been watching it a little bit more. I watched WrestleMania. I know it wasn't the best one I hear from everybody, but I did watch some of that. My youngest son loves wrestling, so I watched a lot with him. But of those 3, I liked The Rock back in the day. I think I don't like him now, just because the way they make him.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's tough. I love them all, but I guess based on back in the day, I guess I would probably start The Rock, bench Stone Cold, and cut The Undertaker.
All right. Now, I grew up when it was still called the WWF, and it was like Mr. Perfect and Bret the Hitman Hart, and Owen Hart was still kicking, rest in peace. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all that. I mean, even like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Junkyard Dog and Andre the Giant, like all that stuff is like what I grew up with. So I only knew about, I mean, I think The Undertaker was sort of like, he sort of like went from the end of one era into the other era. He was like kind of there for both, right? Wasn't he?
He changed,
you know,
he just changed his persona a couple times throughout, but he was still there.
And I would like hear about the Attitude Era like when I was in high school is when it was really big. So I don't know much about these guys as far as like wrestling careers go. But I do know just, you know, stuff they've done since then. I'm going to start Stone Cold Steve Austin because he just seems like one of the smartest, most interesting dudes. His Hot Ones episode is epic. And then I'm going to actually do it just the order that it's in here, the Oct. I'm going to start Stone Cold, bench the Undertaker because he's super fun. He's got that Michael Myers sit up, which I think is a nice little homage. Even though there are probably a lot of people that think it is the Undertaker sit up and not the Michael Myers sit up. And then I'm gonna cut The Rock because, like, dude, talk about a guy that's in too many movies. And if The Rock is there, you know, Kevin Hart's like right on his shoulder.
What you doing?
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna just go with what you've got there, the Oct. Thank you so much, man, for contributing. Thank you to everybody that dropped a start bench cut here in the chat. What do you think, Matt? Can we go another like maybe 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, we
get a
can,
few more of these in.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right, guys. If we miss any this time around, what we'll do is we can save them for next time. So if you've got some that you've contributed that we can't get to, we'll go ahead and notate those. We'll get them next time for you. We've got 28 people kicking it with us right now. That is awesome. You guys are amazing. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe over to FACCI'S channel, link in the description and pinned in the chat if you're watching live. If you're watching after the fact, let us know where we're right and where we're wrong in our start bench cut and drop your own down below. Thank you so much, guys. So Dean Renner's got The Exorcist, The Conjuring, and Annabelle start bench cut. I think I'm going to go with that order that they're in right there.
I'm going to flip The Exorcist and The Conjuring for me.
All right.
But Annabelle's
Bocce starting The Conjuring and benching The Exorcist. All
Not
right.
the biggest fan of any of them. Just to make that perfectly clear. So.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know what it is. I know I've said this a million times. like religious possession movies don't really do it for me.
Me either.
And it's not that I'm offended by them. Like I grew up in a Catholic home. It was a good upbringing and all that stuff. You know, but I don't know what it is. I like demonic possession movies that are like Evil Dead and like demons and just like wacky ass like demonic possessions movies or demonic possession movies.
Shit.
They do it more for me rather than like having the religion be like what the good guys are relying on. But The Exorcist is such a well-made movie. So that I'm going to put that in there. Start Exorcist, bench Conjuring, cut Annabelle. Let me see here. Eli Cortez dropping Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and Scout's Guide to Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse. I have not seen that last one, Eli, but I've heard really good things about it.
I haven't seen that last one either.
It's like a movie that totally, I didn't even know when it came out. I have no idea, but like in the last 6 months, I've seen it pop up on like random videos where people are recommending it. Well, how would you rank the other two then?
I've only ever seen the other two once. So, I'd probably start Tucker and Dale vs. Evil and bench Shaun of the Dead, and then cut the other one, obviously.
Yeah. I'd love to see that one. Is it one of those guys is in it? Miles Teller, maybe not Miles Teller, but the other guy that kind of looks like him. I don't know. All these
kind of run
white
together.
Dudes look the same to me.
They kind of do.
Eli, I think I'm going to go Shaun of the Dead because I'm such a zombie nut. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and Scout's Guide. I do really love Tucker and Dale versus Evil though. It's really, really good. Totally has some like fun little twists and turns in there that I didn't expect. Blu-ray, and thank you, Eli, by the way. Blu-ray's got Reanimator, The Substance, and Society.
Oh, well.
I still haven't seen Society, man. People have like, I've heard that it's fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy. I watched that with Destiny for the first time. We did a live stream. Yep, it was pretty crazy shit.
Is it like body horror crazy?
Yes, sir.
That's crazy that a movie called Society. I just would not expect that a movie called Society would be like a gruesome body horror.
It was.
I don't know.
Pretty fucking gross.
Oh, okay. Shit. Worth watching though?
Yeah. It's worth watching for sure.
I guess I'll find out from how you rank these.
I love Reanimator a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start Reanimator. It's probably a hot take, but I'm starting it. I'm gonna bench Society and I'm cutting The Substance because I am not on the train with everybody else. So
gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Society, so it's going to take the cut spot, unfortunately, by default. But I'm going to start Reanimator and bench The Substance. For me, Reanimator is really funny and highly rewatchable. Jeffrey Combs' performance is amazing, and I think Barbara Crampton is like one of the most beautiful actresses of all time and a really charming performer. So even though when I laid my head on her shoulder, I don't know if she really appreciated that when we met, but you know, we'll see how she feels next time when I grab her ass. Just joking. And The Substance, I really liked it, but for me, The Substance is a one-serving experience. I don't think I ever need to see it again. Like, it did its job, and it was a little long-winded. I think if it were 20 minutes shorter, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. It's like I got the point that they were trying to make, and then they just seemed like, well, are you sure you understand? It was like a conversation with a drunk person when you're not drunk, you know, and you're like, dude, you said the same thing like 6 times. I don't know what to tell you.
And then Moore was great, but
yeah, it was a really great movie. It was beautiful looking, like the cinematography and the set design and all that stuff was really awesome. But I think one time is enough for me. So yeah, start Reanimator, bench The Substance, and cut Society by default.
Fuck yeah.
What's happened, Master Casalius? How you doing? Says, hey, Death Squad, cheers. Well, cheers right back at you. Some fun picks from Blu-ray. Everyone's been doing great. I love all the picks everyone's been giving us. Let's see what else we got. We got a few more minutes with you guys. So let's do one more, and then we'll kind of say our goodbyes. I don't know if we have any more. Do we have any more?
From the chat?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Sorry, I wish if we had all the time in the world, guys, we would I would go through all of your responses too, but you guys have been amazing in the chat, keeping up with each other and everything. Matt says, I don't get the hate for European Vacation. I love that one. I don't hate it, Matt.
I don't hate it either.
It's not Vegas Vacation or anything like that.
Whoa,
but
dude, I love that one. Come on.
I don't know about that.
I put the quarter and I got a car. Put the quarter and I got a car. Put the quarter and I got a car.
Yeah, Ethan Embry's kind of funny. Yeah, maybe I should give Vegas Vacation another shot. I don't know. European Vacation, though, Matt, I do think it has its moments. I mean, man, the chick that Rusty gets with when he's, the Swedish chick or whatever she is, German chick. Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about some of the best nudity you'll get in an 80s comedy movie right there. To use Leanna's word from yesterday, buxom, a buxom blonde. Cut all of it. I wonder what that's in reference to. Destiny. I'm like, oh, what movies or what items are those? Are you talking about the working out? Cut all of it?
Yeah, I think she was.
Yeah. Well, not all of us can just be tiny little fit things naturally, Destiny. Some of us have to work for these, amazing bods we've got.
Old man bods. Leave us alone.
I know. I have a dad bod and I'm not even a father. Shameful. Hashtag shameful. Hashtag sad. Billy Judd says, did you see Drop? Matt, I know you've seen that. I'm actually going to watch. So after this, guys, I'm going to the theater because I got that A-list thing. I'm going to go watch Happy Gilmore at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Man. And then at 10 p.m., I'm going to watch Drop. So I'm doing a twofer tonight.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. You don't like it?
I love it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw it in... Yeah, I saw it in the theater when it came out originally. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years since I've watched it, just like at home. So yeah, I'm pumped. Yeah, I went and saw it in the theater with Jamie Hart. Yeah. Let's see here. Richard Simmons, that's how far back we are on the chat. Double feature podcast jumping in. Hopefully you're still hanging out. Thank you so much for kicking it with us for a bit. Says cardio always needs to be up in this horror genre.
It does. You got to run.
It's true.
That's not true. Michael walks, so I'm just saying.
That's true. Jamie does say, though, cardio is the first rule of Zombieland.
Good movie, by the way. Good movie.
Oh, yeah. Never saw the sequel, but I do love that first one.
I'm coming around to the second one.
Jazzercise is rad. I only run to the border to get my Doritos Tacos Locos. Oh, Ben, welcome to the chat, man. That's hilarious. Way to go. That's amazing. Ooh, here's one. This is the last one of the night, guys, and then we're going to sign off. Eli Cortez, start bench cut, Jaws, Halloween, Return of the Living Dead. Man, I hate when people put Jaws and Halloween in the same start bench cut. This is like a thing you guys do to torture me and Matt.
I love Return of the Living Dead so much, but I can't put it. We got to start Halloween. It's Halloween. Come on. Bench Jaws, even though it's 100% Rotten Tomatoes score, in my opinion. And Return of the Living Dead is badass. Christian, obviously, playing at CHH definitely inspired me to watch that movie a lot more. So, but gotta cut it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jaws is my favorite film of all time. So I'm gonna do it in the order you've got it here, Eli. I swear I'm not just phoning it in. It is gonna be start Jaws, bench Halloween, cut Return of the Living Dead. But I think all of these movies are awesome. Return of the Living Dead. You know what's funny about two of these movies? They're both 4th of July movies. And so I do watch them like right around the holiday there. Really, I mean, man, Return of the Living Dead, it's one of the most punk rock movies of all time, like literally punk rock. Yeah, thank you so much, Eli. That's a really good one. Let me just see if I can read a couple more here. We'll probably give it 4 more minutes and say goodbye. Destiny says, I just watched RoboCop last week. It was sick. And I think she means that in a good way, right? Yeah, that's why I said it like that. Sick. Yeah, Prince, you made the cut. Woof woof indeed. What's happening, Aaron?
Aaron.
Hope you're doing well so far this week. I'll see Superman, and that's about it, says Dean.
Okay.
Damn. All right. 18, they better be weak mushrooms. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I'll probably never do mushrooms ever again. I did mushrooms once and watched I played Resident Evil 4, and then I watched Batman Forever, and then Batman 66, or what? Like back to, and it started snowing outside. I wasn't just imagining; it was like the first snow of the year in Portland. It was wild. It was a real wild time. Fantastic Four, Superman, Thunderbolts. All right, Destiny. Oh, she likes that Fantastic Four cast. So you must be a fan of the Bear, or are you a Pedro Pascal kind of gal? That rhymes, so maybe it's true.
No, the other dude, the dude from Stranger Things.
Which one's from Stranger?
Joseph Quinn, is that his name?
Is he Johnny Storm?
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Destiny, he is.
Oh, okay. I don't even know, and the guy that plays Ben Grimm is the guy from The Bear, right? One of that restaurant show. Okay, and then I don't even know
the girl.
I recognize the girl's name. I have no idea who she is, though. I don't know what she's ever been in, but for some reason, her name sounds familiar to me. I don't fucking know. Let's see here. Brightburn was a fun take on Superman. I've never seen that one. It's like a horror Superman, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Two of them are my celebrity crushes. There you go.
Fine.
There you go. I'm going to sort of fast forward to the end here because we are going to be heading out. But really quick, Eli Cortez drops his membership chat. That's right. For every month you're a member, you get a free membership chat that looks beautiful, like this big green one that we've got here. And it's just a fun way for us to celebrate how long you've been a channel member. So, wow, Eli's been a channel member for 8 months. That's amazing. That's almost the whole time we've had that unlocked. So thank you so much. And Eli says, love this community. Everyone is so freaking awesome. Love you guys. Hell yeah, Eli. We love you right back. We love you right back. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Again, it's been a wild time in my life the last 6 to 8 months to maybe even a little bit longer than I ever led on before. And, you know, the last month or 5 weeks or so has been pretty rough. But, man, I tell you what, this last week's been pretty awesome, and I'm feeling great. I am pumped to have you guys in my life as well. And Matt, of course, you know, you've been, you know, one of the best friends, or maybe quite possibly the best friend I've made here on YouTube. We check in with each other. We chit chat a lot on the side. And, you know, when I didn't know what the hell I was doing and didn't really know anyone in the community, Matt was one of the first people I connected with. So I'm really happy that we're back doing Start Bench Cut. Guys, we're going to do everything we can, and unless something comes up, to do this, you know, once a month to work it in. And yeah, make sure you subscribe over to Matt Facci's channel, Facci's Cinema. The link is in the description below, and it's pinned in the chat if you're hanging out. What do you got coming up here this week, Matt? You got me coming up this week?
Yep, this week.
Or next week.
Next week, Davey's coming on, kicking off the Friday the 13th redo review series. I did the watch parties a while back. I've reviewed these movies 5 years ago when I started YouTube, so I didn't give them my full, I don't know, what I am now to them.
Yeah.
So we're starting it off with the original, of course. I'm going to rewatch that, take some notes. I want to be very prepared for that one. And also, besides Davey, maybe possibly might have Dave McCray on with us as well. I'm still talking to him behind the scenes, seeing if it's going to work.
On that same episode?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I am pumped. I'm sure you guys know this. I love Dave McCray. I model all of my over talking after what he does on his channel. Just blah, 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 blah.
Oh yeah, but Dave's the man, and he's been on the channel a couple times. Super pumped if he comes on again. So I'm gonna reach out to him probably the end of the week, just to check in. So might be me and Davey and the great Dave McCray.
Wow.
Friday the 13th, 1980.
There's going to be, if that's true, there's going to be so much hotness in that stream. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be, yeah, we might end up becoming somebody's celebrity crush. Who knows? All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much to everyone who came and hung out, submitted your own items for Start Bench Cut. We will be back probably around this time in May, so about a month from now. And, I almost forgot, guys. I need to close out the poll. So there's a poll in the chat here. Holy cow, Matt. We have 41 votes on the poll. That is amazing. I hope every single one of those people also hit the like button and subscribed if they haven't already. And the question is, which topic do you want us to tackle in May's episode of Start Bench Cut? with 61% of
Whoa.
41 votes. 70s and 80s horror takes the cake. So Matt, go ahead and get some items ready. I will do the very same. And you guys think about those 70s, 80s horror items that you want us to rank next time around. Really appreciate, of course, the mods. I think tonight we've had Matt's been in here, Cody Snyder, Jamie Hart, Leanna Bevy Rage, and did I forget Eli Cortez? And I think that's it for mods that have been hanging out here tonight. Really appreciate you guys for keeping everything clean. Not as much riffraff as there was about 6 months ago, which is great. And then, of course, want to thank all the subscribers, all the channel members, and all the Patreon members. You guys are amazing. You keep the lights on here, and I love hanging out with all you guys. So yeah, guys, I'll be back on Wednesday night, Late Night with the Davey, episode 41. We're going to have Nick from the Lost River Drive-In on, and as our first part of Halfway to Halloween, we are going to be watching Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And I want you guys to be nice. Nick loves this movie. Let's give him a chance. See if he can maybe give us some new perspective on this one. Maybe we can appreciate something about Halloween 5 that we haven't been appreciating. I know that I haven't been appreciating much about it, except for how hot. But Tina is so hot. Even if she's written poorly, she's so hot. And then on Thursday, so Late Night with the Davey is going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, the very next day at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK time, we're having Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards on for our second part of Halfway to Halloween. And we are going to watch Halloween H2O.
Oh, way.
I'm so pumped. Yeah, I got two guys to watch Halloween movies that some people trash, but these guys totally love. And I think that's an awesome way to celebrate Halfway to Halloween. So that's what we got going on the channel. And channel members, look out. There's going to be a poll coming up for you guys to vote on which movie you want to watch for our watch party this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, and you guys know how it goes. He's been Matt Facci. And until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.